Hey, John with GCBC here, and I'm going to do a review today on this 10 Mile coffee, Mountain View coffee. So, right off the bat, there's several issues. The lighting today is terrible. I can't, these Mylar bags, or whatever they are, I'm just going to call them Mylar, are so shiny, as you can see over here. I've been searching all over for some place to film this. I wind up on the floor here, just trying to get, and even still, there's just no way to see everything. So right off the bat, I have some challenges with lighting to get this done. And the next thing, of course, is that you'll be thinking immediately, why is GCBC doing a review for a roasted coffee? And the answer is, I agreed to review it before I knew it was roasted coffee. I just knew there was a new coffee product coming on the market, and as part of the coffee community, agreed to review it. And hopefully it could be interesting to some of you, maybe help you out if you're going on vacation or something, or at least to others if this video gets shared to other people that are more in the market of buying roasted coffee. So, and I want to be 100% upfront about the fact of that, is that as GCBC, we purchasing green coffee and roasting it, there are some certain critical things that I would have of any pre-roasted coffee. So this is going to be a especially strict review in that respect, that would maybe the general roasted coffee buyer wouldn't even have. So what I'm going to do is highlight the things that I really liked about it, and you'll see from there. So first off, there's something that I really liked about this coffee, and you can't tell from here because it comes in another package, just a clear cellophane package. These are 12-ounce bags. They send me 3, and I'll come back to that in a minute, why that's good. And so there's a little clear plastic bag, and right in here somewhere it had a sticker that said this coffee expires on, and then it had a date, which I immediately loved that idea. Much better than a roasted date, because people don't know what a roasted date means. They have no idea. It could have been roasted 3 years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago. No idea. And the expiration date, if I remember right, was within a couple of weeks of the time that I received it. And another note, I received this coffee a while back. They're just launching. And so I have reason to believe it was super fresh coffee. And it was super fresh coffee, and I believe that the expiration date matched what you'd expect, and I would say that far exceeds most roasted coffees on the market. Far exceeds, unless you're going to a local roaster and picking up coffee from them. I thought that was super cool. I like that idea. I had not seen anyone else do that before. I don't know if they do. I'll try to look some of this. So the back of this package just has a lot of information about the coffee itself. Single estate coffee, and you can tell from this packaging too, this is a cool little zip open guy like that, and then resealable, which is pretty good. And they make some notes in here. They're striving for 12-ounce bags to keep you in fresh coffee instead of buying a big giant 5-pound bag. Obviously it'll get old. So a lot of the things that they're doing with the packaging, and I didn't notice if there's a valve in here. So I didn't notice it till just now, but yeah, they have a valve. And so, and everything they're doing is great. It's what you would expect and what you would want, even for like GCBC standards of your roasting. So I liked all that. The next note that I made was there's some cupping notes on here, flavor notes, raspberries and caramel, which I thought was kind of interesting, being that this looks like a pretty expensive bag to make. And to put flavor notes, I wasn't sure if it's just a really common trait of this estate that they have, or I thought it was kind of a bold move in case it changes up in future crops. However, I did really pick up raspberry and caramel notes, especially the caramel. A lot of caramel in this Colombian coffee. And so maybe maybe it's just a core feature of this estate, and they expect to see it crop to crop and maybe some variations, but they felt confident enough to put the flavor notes on this. It's not a sticker or anything like that, so you can tell the graphics and color and stuff. They put some money into the packaging, and so I found that interesting, but did find that the coffee did match that. Okay, so that's a bunch of nerd stuff. Now on to the coffee itself. The way that I want to rate this coffee is to say this. They send me 3 12-ounce bags. I would say that I get a lot of coffee as gifts from people. They know you're a coffee guy. They will give you coffee. And about 90% of all the coffee that I get as gifts, I look at it and pretty much throw it away. I never even taste it because there's going to be issues with it that are glaringly bad. So I don't even, I'm glad to receive gifts. I understand the thought behind it, but they go right in the trash. I don't ever drink or taste 90% of the coffee that I get for some reason or another. So the 10% that does survive, I'd say another 90% of that, I drink a cup or so, and then it goes in the trash as well. So a super slim margin of any coffee that I ever receive, pre-roasted coffee like that, will I ever wind up even drinking. So I drank all this coffee, all 3 12-ounce bags of this coffee. I thought it was good. I will say that I agree with all of these flavor notes, and as a Colombian coffee, it was kind of what I expected. I did note the heavy caramel and kind of a lighter, but I did note a raspberry note. The coffee seemed super fresh to me. It was roasted to a level that I really liked. I liked the packaging and everything looked good. So all the boxes were checked. Everything looked good for me to go ahead and drink it. And I wound up enjoying all 3 bags of this coffee. So that's a pretty good review that I would give any roasted coffee, because 90% and then 90% more would have been in the trash. I would have never even consumed it. And I did enjoy all this coffee. So if that's from someone who roasts fresh coffee on a weekly basis or more than once a week, I think it's a pretty strong recommendation for the coffee to check it out, for those of you out there that are wondering, hey, I wonder if I'll like this coffee. So that's the kind of review that I would want to give for it, considering we're a little, off, I don't know what the word is for it, but being a green coffee roasting company, or forum, versus a roasted coffee company, is a slight variation. And I've had issues with, that reminds me of something else about this. So I'll just stop there and say, I enjoyed the coffee. I think it's good. And I think all of their flavor notes and what they'll have in the future on their website, which is right here, is probably going to be accurate. One interesting thing I noticed is this, and I don't know, I was looking in here, and it says basically they're in Norway. I don't know. Now, of course, these days with the internet and everything online, I didn't know how, I didn't quite figure out how that worked out. I don't feel like they shipped me this coffee from Norway. It came through an Amazon type shipping service. And so I wasn't clear on that bit of it, but Colombian coffee through Norway back to USA. I don't know exactly how they do it, but with the freshness and expiration dates and all the other stuff I mentioned, it was super fresh coffee. So I'm sure maybe they just have some kind of office there. I just found it interesting because don't think I've had any coffee via any routes from Norway before. So I found that interesting. But I know this is a little unorthodox review, but hopefully that's helpful for anybody looking for information on 10 Mile Coffee. I enjoyed it.